This is my 2026 LEGO Star Wars Rebel Army. This army is definitely very diverse in its figures and its builds, so I'll start with them. I have a lot of different builds in this army dedicated to Luke Skywalker. First one being the 2024 X-Wing, which technically isn't really specifically for Luke Skywalker, but I can't obviously put him in there. This one did come in a Rebuild the Galaxy set, which is kind of not really the point of the reason I got the set, I guess, which the main function would be switching these wings for the TIE Fighter ones. But honestly, I just wanted a nice set with an X-Wing and a TIE Fighter, which I feel like this set definitely does. Honestly, pretty great X-Wing, and nothing really too wrong about it. Probably not the best one in the world for its size, but still a pretty good one. Also, in this corner, I fit the Luke Skywalker Pilot Brickhead, which is just nice to fill up some space over here. I also have the polybag here, which I believe was from like 2023 or 2024, which is honestly now my favorite polybag. I feel like the cockpit's maybe a little bit too small for the nose there, but I mean overall it's pretty nice because you can actually open up these wings and make it into attack position, which is probably my favorite feature about this little polybag here, which is nice because usually I've been buying basically all the polybags from the years that they have just been adding on. Definitely don't have every single one of them, but for most of the years when I started, I have been collecting all the polybags, so it's nice to have this one in my collection. Definitely not the last one in the army. Also, I have his Snowspeeder here, which is his microfighter, which honestly not really a great build at all. I definitely hope to get a better Snowspeeder, first of all, in the future of LEGO to make sort of like another Playscale one. They have been making them pretty recently, but there isn't currently one on shelves. I would like to have another sort of Playscale one to add to my army. Hopefully they will sometime in the future, but if they don't, I can always look back on the many ones they've made and buy one of those. And technically a Yavin build from the Smart Play Darth Vader's TIE Advance is going to be here, which actually is very nice for a little play side of things to go against that TIE Fighter. And also a lot of detail. I do like the sort of colors of Yavin. It is a very nice build overall. Maybe could have added some printing on the panel piece there, but still very cool to have the satellite and the rotating turret as well. Definitely a nice little thing to fill up some space in the corner. And then the final Luke build is the X-Wing mech, which looks very, very nice. And he's also sort of, I guess, half of the reason I was able to get this Pilot Luke figure. I got the base of the figure from the X-Wing mech, and then I got the keychain to add all the exclusive parts from the UCS X-Wing. So I sort of have a little Andor side here and Rogue One side with all my Andor and Rogue One figures. And I also have his speeder bike from Ambush on Ferrix, as well as the 2025 U-Wing, which looks very nice in its landing position in the back of my army. Definitely one of my favorite parts of it. Also, I have a bunch of different Falcon builds. I have a Toys R Us exclusive sort of make and take thing back in the day, which obviously doesn't really look that good compared to the Microfighter one, which looks very nice for a microfighter. I believe this one did come with Han Solo, so it is the newer one rather than a little bit older, maybe like 2018-ish was the Chewbacca one. I think this is like the 2021 or 2019 microfighter for the Millennium Falcon there. Also got the newer polybag. I did swap out the front windshields here to add a little bit more detail to the front of this polybag, which definitely looks small compared to, or rather thin compared to the other models of Millennium Falcons. But the Rebel army definitely isn't as orderly as my other armies because it's not really something you can army build like crazy amount. You could, I guess, army build some features of this army itself, but not a lot really. Most of these are going to be Luke here being the pilot one leading it. I have the Farnborough one, the episode 5 Hoth one. I do have the one that came in the Dark Trooper attack, but I gave him a hairpiece because I think it looked a lot better rather than the hood. Not particularly for the scene, but I think it'll look better on my actual army. Also added both Uncle Ben's or old Ben, I guess, Obi-Wan Kenobi figures back there, being the 2021 and the 20 2010 one. Also have the same Pilot Luke that came in the Snowspeeder Microfighter, as well as a Hoth Trooper and the pilot that came in the X-Wing from 2024. Also, I did give Ahsoka a spot here because, I mean, I feel like she definitely deserves it. She did do a lot of stuff for the Rebellion. Of course, I have R2 and C-3PO there, using a dual molded C-3PO there, which I did steal off the keychain, sort of like I did with Pilot Luke, but still an amazing figure. I also have Captain Antilles here, as well as a Rebel soldier behind him. And I also have a Forest Leia, I guess an Endor Leia, which has a very nice printing all around. Maybe you could have had some arm printing. This one came in the advent calendar, so it does have a cookie as a little accessory, which is pretty nice. Maybe she could feed it to a Wicket figure if you have that. Also, in the back, you have Han Solo and Chewbacca, of course, obviously a great duo to have in the back. And I have the Astromech that came in the 2024 X-Wing, like I talked about before. And I also made it my custom little Mon Cala, I guess you could call it, because I used the head for Admiral Akbar, which also comes in Jedi Mob Starfighter. And then I tried to build a little custom Rebel there, which I think would be very nice. Also, if I had a lot more of them. There's definitely a lot of diversity in the Rebel army in general. A lot of different species, not just human. Mainly human, I think, but like the Mon Cala, I think there's a lot of other species that are present in the army. And I also have a nice area for all my Andor and Rogue One stuff, with K2SO, 2 Andors being Season 1 and Season 2. Definitely look very good, and you can also tell like how much Cassian has been through in Season 1, Season 2, which is very nice. To have those figures next to each other, it just looks very, very cool. Of course, I have Luthen behind him, and I feel like Chirrut definitely has a spot here that he deserves to go. Overall, he definitely contributed a lot in the movie Rogue One, and also overall in the Rebellion. I was thinking about throwing Saw Gerrera in this army, which would definitely fit a nice spot here in my Rogue One and Andor section, but they do classify in Rogue One that he's not technically part of the Rebellion, that he sort of broke off at a certain point. So I definitely think if K2SO and Chirrut we have a spot, he definitely should. So he does fit very nice right behind Luthen right there. Overall, not my best army. I think that's still gonna go to the Empire or either the clones, which will be probably my next army video will be the clone army video, so that'll be in a very long time, because it'll probably be around December, and that is going to be an absolutely massive army. It's been growing so big that I can't even fit it on the usual area here where I have most of my army videos done. But this is one of my smaller armies. I didn't add too much from the previous year. I believe this X-Wing was not present last year, as well as the Brickhead and the little Yavin area. I don't think the mech was there either. I believe the U-Wing was there, but not most of the Andor figures and Rogue One figures, which is definitely nice. Also, I added the speeder bike that came on Ambush on Ferrix, that's new, as well as all the figures that came in the X-Wing here, as well as the TIE Fighter set. Also, the dual mold leg Luke there, Pilot Luke, as well as the C-3PO. Also are some additions to the army overall. I think those are going to be the main ones. Maybe the Captain Antilles as well, I'm not really sure, but there's definitely been some major improvements from this army, a little bit more than my Separatist army video, which is already out. If you like this one, you'll definitely enjoy that one. That was going to do it. Hope you all enjoyed. Have an amazing rest of your day, and see you all in the next one.